Hi everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, uh, but in my family we start thanks we do Thanksgiving just about every year. Usually celebrate it with my grandma. Um, I haven't been to one of her Thanksgivings mm, since my kid was born actually. Um, the last time I went was when I was pregnant with her, basically because I had no other choice. It's just also spent it with his family. I don't really necessarily care. Uh, Yesterday or the day before, day before. So Tuesday, my mother started bringing these little things into my room. Uh, Basically Christmas presents into my room, and would set them on my bed with wrapping paper, bows, um, the little tags to and from, and wrapping paper, and asked me to start wrapping them. Uh, Even we went to the store several times because she's got this work thing that she has to do. So she had to go and buy some food to take, and this time I guess people snatched up the opportunity to buy pies and stuff like that. So my mother decided she was going to cook a green bean casserole. Needless to say, I was in the kitchen with her most of the time because I didn't want the house to burn down. Uh, and she did that and two pies, and I believe she took cheese and crackers as well. I'm not entirely sure. And she took all of this stuff for a work Thanksgiving party. Um, she gets to bring over the leftovers, gets to bring home leftovers, which is why she took these gigantic tubs with her. And all I kept thinking was, why do you have to do that for work? It's not absolutely necessary. It's not like you're going to lose your job if you don't do it. I don't know if it's if you don't bring anything, you don't get to eat any of the food or what. I'm not entirely sure what the situation is. But even Mariah, uh, a friend of mine, would do that for her work, would go to the store and buy stuff and take it to the store. I'm doing a lot of uhs because I'm tired. Um, but yeah, she would go to the store, use my food stamps or her food stamps or whatever she had available to get stuff for the theater. And the first thing that came to my mind was, why do you people waste your money on this? I still haven't gotten a real clear answer. Um, from what my friend told me, it was because no one else was going to bother doing it, which that's understandable, which is also very ridiculous because her manager's there just about every freaking day to yell at her for no good reason, yet can't bother to get off her ass and go to the store and do it herself. Like, I was pretty sure the company was supposed to restock those things. Why did she have to do it? And then I wanted to ask my mom the same thing. Why? Why bother wasting your money doing that? It makes no sense to me. So we're at the store, and my mom went to go and grab something, and I was left standing alone in the aisle, uh, waiting for her to find those crunchy onion things. And this lady stops right next to me and, "Where did you get your nails?" I'm like, "From my body." She's like, "They're not fake?" And I was like, "No, they're not." And so she went and grabbed my hand and started pulling on my fingernails as if they would pop off. I was like, "They're like, I don't know if you can see them, but they're extremely long." And that's mainly just because, well, I got bored and decided to grow them out. Oh, let's see if I can get a better. Ow. That is sun. The sun is bright. Oh, there. You get a better view like this. Um, they're extremely long. For some reason, my pinky over here, it won't grow. Um, it's been stuck like this at this length for about 2 months now. It's the only one that won't grow. This one's actually growing. But yeah, the lady came over and started pulling on my nails and asking if they were fake. And so I had to tell her that they were mine. I even did that on the cart. I was like, all mine. And she like examined it for a while. She started going like this. And was just like, "Oh my god, how did you get your nails like that?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "This is just the way they grow." And she was like, "Well, they're really beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you." And then she left, went to do her shopping. Not too long after that woman turned the corner, there was another woman who pulled up beside me and asked if my hair was fake. I'm like, "What, do you think I'm wearing a wig?" And she was like, "Well, yeah, your hair's too pretty." I was like, "Yeah, no." I was like, I can't function a wig. I I don't even know how to wear one of those things. I've seen tutorials and I've seen people using wigs and stuff like that. I have this. I don't know if I still have it. I don't think I do. I think I left it behind. I had this $20 wig that I got from Amazon, and I couldn't even figure out how to wear the darn thing. Um, I have never been good at, I guess, what people would call girl stuff. Um, doing nails, doing hair, doing makeup, blah, 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 dressing up all nice and pretty. Never been good at it. Uh, the nails happen all on their own. They get to a certain point, and once I start noticing, like, start paying more attention to them or anything like that, they break. And then I chop them off. And then usually, if I have money, I'll go and buy fake nails and I'll put those on. But I've been trying to not do that for a while because my nails have gotten really frail. So I've just been letting them grow and letting them get stronger before I bother doing anything with them. I my entire family has uh what my grandma would call dwarf nails, where their nails are completely flat. It doesn't have that little curve to it. Theirs are just flat and really wide, while mine are narrow and long and round. And so everyone, even in my family, thinks that my nails are fake. I don't pay much attention to what my family thinks because, well, they don't like me to begin with, so I don't see why I should care what they think. And this is my first Thanksgiving, like actual Thanksgiving. Uh, my first Thanksgiving attending a gathering of some sort. It's mainly just going to be my mom and her husband and me, but I started realizing that it's been 12 years since the last time I've been to a Thanksgiving thing, which really blows my mind because I was around a lot of people during the holidays these last 12 years and still never really got much of a Thanksgiving. I don't necessarily care about Thanksgiving, but the one thing I miss is my grandma's deviled eggs. I'm like completely obsessed with those. And then trying to find the hidden gherkins that are buried underneath all of this food on this gigantic table. I don't like many things about my grandma, but the one thing she had going for her was the fact that she could cook. Uh, I was always ever since I was young, always wondered if we were going to go to grandma's for Thanksgiving or like what were we going to do. And every time we went to grandma's, I was always excluded from the activities, but that meant I got to hang around the food longer. I don't know if many people have tried sweet gherkins. I've noticed that a lot of people don't even know what they are, which really surprised me. Um, when I was living in Washington, no one seemed to know what they were. I was like, how do you not know? They're pickles. And I found a jar of sweet gherkins up there. I think it was just the one. I may have found one later. I don't remember. Um, but for people that tend to experiment with everything, they're really picky about food and stuff. Let's see if I can turn that more. Not in my face. Um, yeah, so I've noticed that they weren't really experimental with their food. I got into having black olives on pepperoni pizza. I never thought I would like it. It was good. I've tried pineapple on pizza and I can't do that. My body's just like, what the hell is going on here? Um, I've tried all sorts of things on my pizza, and the one combination that I absolutely love is cheese stuffed crust, sausage, pepperoni, and jalapenos on my pizza. Like, I have to have it if I get pizza. Normal cheese pizza can't do too much cheese. I can do regular pepperoni, I can do regular sausage, but I have to have something on my pizza. And people were like, well, what about mushrooms? Nope. I do not like mushrooms at all. I absolutely hate them. Just like water, it has absolutely no taste. The only difference between water and mushrooms is mushrooms are extremely slimy when they're cooked. I can't. Nope. Can't do it. Gross. And everyone keeps asking me, if it has no taste, how is it gross? I was like, the texture of it, I can't do it. It's just like some people can't have coconut because they don't like the consistency of it. They don't like the texture of it. They don't like the aftertaste it leaves. It's different for everyone. There are times when I can actually stomach mushrooms, and that is usually with a green bean casserole. But even then, every now and then, I'll get that stray mushroom, and it just makes me want to hurl. I don't like them. Much like I don't like snakes. People are like, well, what's wrong with snakes? I'm like, they're a slithering contradiction. Literally a slithering contradiction. Everyone was like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, what do you mean? What does that mean? They look slimy, but they're not slimy. I don't like them. I wouldn't kill one. I wouldn't harm one, but I don't like them. Uh, like I absolutely just I can't don't like them. Uh, I saw I saw a snake here shortly after I moved, and little black one. It was sitting still, and I thought it was one of those rubber snakes. And I walked up to the trash can, dumped what I had in my hand, and started walking back, and the damn thing moved. And I felt like I jumped out of my skin for a second there. Just, don't like snakes. And it's been that way since I was a kid. And the first time I ever noticed anything off about them was when they wanted us to hold this constrictor at school. And they have the whole class line up and hold a part of the snake um, and take a picture with it. This thing's huge. Okay. I mean, like ridiculously huge that we were going like this just to hold the darn thing because, well, it was heavy. And so the guy came by and put part of the snake in my hands. And I immediately went, nope, and dropped it. And just took a step back and went all the way across the room. And he was like, "You gotta stand, you've gotta," the teacher was yelling at me, "You gotta hold the snake so you can take a picture with it." And I was like, "Nope, I'd rather be excluded from this activity." I was like, "I do not like snakes." And she's like, "I don't understand. You didn't say anything before when we asked." And I was like, "I didn't know." She's like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" And I was like, "It looks slimy. It's not slimy." I can't do it. Can't do it. There are a lot of things that I can stomach. As much as I hate spiders, I can stomach them. Uh, doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way to hold them. But a snake is a big no. I've never really minded people having snakes as pets or anything like that. It's your life, do what you will. But keep those things away from me. There was one snake um, that one of my sister's friends had. Named her Shakira. I don't know why. Really pretty. Very beautiful snake. But I didn't like her. Never wanted to touch her. And I could be in the same room with her as long as she didn't come closer to me. As long as she kept a safe distance, I was good. I don't trust snakes, and I just don't like them. Oh, she got so embarrassed, the poor thing. I started reading this new manga. It's called Princess Shu. I'm not entirely sure if that's how you pronounce it, SHU. Um, from what I've seen so far, it is another Korean, looks like Korean manga. Um, not entirely sure. Going back to a video I did a couple of days ago, uh, the supposed good guys are the actual bad guys thing. Because once again, most of the movies I've watched, the animes I've watched, the mangas I've read, um, even just regular old movies, it's always the supposed good guys that are dealing the first blow and then wondering why, and then killing the person who retaliates or sticks up for themselves. It's like, really? Like that's what this goes to. That is irritating me. I can't do anything about it because it's just the way my face is. Damn it. Um so I've really started paying more attention to it. To how things play out when they start. Ah, I think I read that one. No, I think I've glanced at it. Uh, Nullitus, the Half-Blood Royalty. I read that one last night, and I got through all the chapters of it. Um, and was just completely stunned. Basically, it's about this count's illegitimate daughter. He doesn't know that she exists, like, at all. For 17 years, her mother has hid her existence from the count and has dyed her hair constantly, so much so that she's extremely good at it, unlike most ladies in that type of society. Um, well, I don't know why, because they never really explain why they decided they didn't want to send their actual daughter, Melina, to the Duke without ever having to see him. But apparently, the mother and the daughter were extremely against it. And the count was like, okay, well, I have a solution to this. And he tells one of his servants to go and bring the girl. And he shows her to the countess, his wife, which was a mistake. And says we'll have her marry him. We'll need to educate her as quickly as possible and blah blah blah, all this crap, basically destroying this girl's life. um and the only reason he found out about her was because she fell into a deep sleep and had been asleep for 3 days with an extremely high fever, and it was only getting worse. And her mother, who was a maid at the count's, had absolutely no idea what to do. So she went and begged the count to save her daughter. And the count was like, wait, you have a child? And she was like, yeah, and it's yours. And he gets super excited thinking that it's a boy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. All of his children have red hair. Every single one of them. He has 3 girls. I believe it was 3 girls. Or 2 girls and 2 boys. He has some amount of children with the countess, and she's got red hair. Her son, who is supposedly supposed to take over the countdom, is sexually attracted to his half sister. He thinks Avio believes that his half sister is a boy. And then when he finds out that she's a girl, he gets even more obsessed. And it's just like, that's your sister? Just like, eh. And at first, it didn't seem like he was going to do anything. but he got super obsessed. It just started getting creepy, and she had to keep defending herself. Um, the first time, I believe she used the Count's name, and the second time when he forced his tongue in her mouth, she bit his tongue. I'm not entirely sure if she's tried anything else to avoid him, but the dude's super creepy. Like he seems to be the type that would go and kidnap her from her husband just to have her. He was not happy about the fact that she was getting married, and he wanted to go and tell his father not to let that happen because she is his, and crap just got weird. Um so of course when the Count meets her for the first time, he's like, she has brown hair, and the mother's like, no, we dye it. She has silver hair. And the Count gets super excited because not only does she have his eyes, she has his hair color. And she has an extremely strong spirit, but also a very weak spirit all at the same time. Anyway, he tells her to take the dye out of her hair because he wants to see it. So that's what they go ahead and do. They wash it out. She takes her daughter to go and meet the Count. And they seem to be thoroughly confused, as if they don't really know if she's a boy or a girl. The mother knows, but the girl didn't have her first period until she was 17. 16 or 17. And her mother got extremely depressed. Um her mother tried very hard to keep her safe and to keep her at a distance because someday the child's going to need to survive on her own. So she kept her distance, didn't show a lot of love. Um, Still, you know, took care of her when she was sick, bandaged up her wounds if needed, kept her fed and clothed, but kind of just left it at that. Well, she has to start practicing to live as Maylene. So they take her into the castle and they start educating her. And the more she gets educated, the more it seems like she's kind of losing herself, and she kind of has a bit of a issue with that. Why is that all twisted up? And it just seemed like things were falling apart. And anyway, she gets married to the Duke, and on the wedding day, the real Maylene sees the Duke and gets really pissed off and just falls in love instantly. And then afterwards goes to the Countess, and I want to take my spot back. That place should have been mine. The wedding dress, walking down the aisle with the Duke, all of that should have been mine. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the usual villainous crap. It's like you were too stupid to actually see if the rumors were true or not. That's your fault. Um, and the Duke seems to be really fond of Nulitus. Nulitas. I'm not. I know the meaning of her name means nothing. That was the name that the Count gave her because she didn't have one. And the first time she met the Duke, he posed to be a worker at the Countum as, the new caretaker of the animals. So she gave him her actual name, and all he kept thinking to himself was, "This isn't a noble." Like, there's nothing about. He seemed more concerned about the fact that she was looking fondly at the livestock than she was at him. Like, he wasn't even on her radar. What she missed was her old life, taking care of the livestock, whether that was shoveling their shit or just spending time with them. She missed the peaceful time in her life where she'd get bullied occasionally. And started realizing more and more how out of place she was feeling. The only thing she seemed to be enjoying was the food. And instead of this scrawny, bony, scarred up girl, you later start seeing more of her fill out as she's actually getting nutrition and stuff. And of course, the original Maylene gets more and more jealous. And the story kind of just stops there. They haven't updated it. There are a couple of days of showing how the Duke and her interact with each other, but that's about it. So I'm waiting for updates now. And Beast with Flowers has updated a lot. So much so that I can't even really tell what's going on anymore, but mm, female lead is trying to make me her stepmom. What? What kind of crap? Okay, well, I got a few more stories to read now. Extras don't want to be overly obsessed. Eminus Grace. I don't know how you would say that. Griese. Female lead is trying to make me her stepmom. And if you touch my brother, you're all dead. Interesting. I'm going to have to read all of these. But anyway, it's Thanksgiving. I don't know what anyone else is doing, but I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I'm probably going to keep the live going while I read and listen to music for a short while. Um, it may be another hour long video. I don't know. Not like anyone watches these anyway. So I'll probably pop back and forth and see what's going on. I am interesting. I am probably going to keep the live going while I go and cook some food because I am hungry. I really wish we knew what was going on at this point because I need to know if I need to find a job here or if I need to find one somewhere else. So, our slum landlord in the apartments that we're living in, we call him a slum landlord because he will not fix anything. If he gets called to fix anything, he raises rent. Uh, we kind of had to give in and ask him to fix our air conditioning because it finally pooped out on us. That took a while. But the dryers, the lint catchers don't catch anything. Uh, it's getting trapped somewhere else, and eventually it's going to cause a huge fire. Where we're living now is actually one of the cheapest places that they've been able to find in a while, and the rent is about $735 a month, which, to be fair, probably isn't that bad here. Uh, and not only that, the apartment's actually pretty nice. Uh, it's not it's not completely shit. So I did make a fatal mistake when I got some lights for my room. I didn't think about it, but I don't know if my mom thought about it. I don't know why she didn't say anything because I would have just found something else to do with them. But I got these weird little lights. They're about that big. And they come with a little remote and they have these magnetic backs that you can stick to a magnet, and you stick the magnet to something and it'll stick to it. I could have put them on the edge of the TV or on my mini fridge. I could have stuck them on the mirror. Like, I stuck them on the wall. I didn't think about it. Like, it just for some reason didn't work itself out in my head beforehand. So I stuck them to the wall, one there and then two there. Did I stick one there? I know I have one there. Oh, and I had one there. And then one there. All on different walls. And so I had to cover them up. The one over there is covered by those blocks. Those blocks. Um yeah. And the other one is right above my mirror. And then the other one is over there on the opposite side of where my window is. So it didn't occur to me. I had them up on the wall for quite a while. And I went to pull one off of the wall because I wanted to rearrange it. And it pulled up some of the paint. And all I kept thinking to myself was, oh crap. I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, I just screwed this up. We're going to get in trouble. And Mom was like, well, we're already not getting our security deposit back, so it doesn't matter. I was still concerned because, well, I've been through a lot in the past few years, and that really scared me that I screwed something up. Like, I was half expecting a fuck you, get out type deal. I'm not used to everything being perfectly fine. I still get jumpy when I hear Mama or James raise their voice. Just not used to it. I have been. It really ticks me off that I'm not. I'm playing Pokemon Go. And I constantly get on it because I want to get Pokemon. Pokemon that I don't have yet. But I keep getting the same ones over and over again. I'm not getting any new ones, and it's really starting to tick me off. Because it's just like, really? It's like I started playing this because I wanted new Pokemon. I wanted, like, the only one that I haven't seen before until I started playing this game was Absol. Shoot. Um, Let me see if I can. I'll have to bear with me. My phone is slow when it comes to Pokemon Go. So here, I have 3 Absols. Yeah, if you can, there you go. You can see it. I have 3 of them. And one of them is my best buddy, and her name is Rayleigh. And everyone kept asking me, why'd you name her Rayleigh? While she was my friend, while she was my buddy. And I I couldn't tell if it was a male or a female at first. I didn't pay much attention to the fact that they had genders. But yeah, she has, because she's got white fur, but she's a dark type Pokemon. It reminded me of the Dark King Rayleigh from One Piece. So I named her Rayleigh. And then I realized she's female. But I'm not going to change her name because, well, it's pretty. I like it. So I only have the 3, and I'm not getting rid of any of them. Rio is also my best buddy, but because she's not a 3-star, she's not favorited. I didn't know they had this 3-star system until much later. This Brixen. Oh, so Brixen is the evolved form. Fennekin. Original. Okay. I have a few best buddies. Someone had an Eevee. I don't know if it was Mariah's or not. Had an Eevee that would sit on her character's shoulder. And I wanted one like that, so I kept getting really small pets to do that. And none of my pets have done that. I have a Ponyta, which is my best buddy. I have. Ooh, actually, I don't know if I have a. There's a lot of Squirtles popping up today. I can't remember how many best buddies I have. I'm going to have to go and recheck. I think it's just the 3. I stopped playing this game for quite a while. So I'm a little behind on the buddy system. Squirtle. I find it very, very hard to find frickin' Squirtles, even though they're supposedly a common Pokemon. I find them extremely hard to find. This is the 3rd time I've run across a Squirtle since I've been playing the game. When I first started playing, I caught a whole bunch of them all in one day, enough to evolve them. But then I realized the 3-star system a little too late, and before even thinking of it, I had gotten rid of all of them, which is really stupid. And because one had a higher combat power, I kept it and threw all my candy and stuff into it. And then someone told me about the 3-star system, and I was like, that's a thing? Let me see if I can find. It's not there. Here. Buddy history. Oh. And Esper, I have. So Esper, which I renamed Casper. Brixen, which started out as a Finnegan. Ponyta. I don't think I renamed you, did I? No. Oh. My Ninetales, which I renamed Yuki. She was the first buddy. I mean, technically second, but the first one that I went. And I had a Charmander that I had for a short while, but I didn't finish with that one because, yeah. Okay, so Absol was the first buddy, Rayleigh. Then Ninetales, Ponyta, Rio, and Casper. Okay, that makes more sense. So it leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm working on Celebi now. I am Team Instinct, but Celebi. I've been working on that one for a while now. But every now and then I'll forget what I was doing and just leave it alone and just hop on to see if there's any new Pokemon around me. The one thing I'm really starting to hate about Pokemon Go is the fact that there's not a lot of really cool Pokemon, rare Pokemon and stuff like that to find out in the wild. I haven't found, well, a lot of them actually. Halloween was the first time that I ran around the two pumpkin ones and the little Raichu mouse thing, which I think is Duddy, Dee a Dedenne, something like that. A little tiny little thing. Um, that was the first time I've ever seen one of those, as well as the dog. Not Houndoom or Houndor, but Furfru, however you say that stupid white dog's name. Um, I really don't like that one. It kind of reminds me of a poodle. Therefore, it's not my favorite. I absolutely love Houndor because it reminds me of a Doberman Pinscher. Um, I I used to play the game as if I like the Pokemon, I'll catch the Pokemon. If I don't like the Pokemon, I ain't going anywhere near it. Um, I just, even if they're 3-star, sometimes I won't keep them just because they're not my type. I have a thing for keeping things that I like nice and safe, and the things I don't like, I kind of neglect. Um, Finnegan, I thought was extremely cute, kind of reminded me of a little fox, so I kept it. Cubone is one of my absolute favorites, and I never find them. Um, I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, but the little pumpkin, and then the Dundee Duty, and then the fur, that thing. Um, the first time I saw any of those, there's another pumpkin one. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, the first time I saw any of those was this Halloween. I had never seen them, have never heard of them, have not seen anyone else with them. And I was just like, huh. I was like, wait, that's a thing? I also didn't know that shinies were a thing. I have a shiny Arbok, which again, Cobra backwards, um, that I caught ages ago. Well, I say ages, but 2020. Is not a 3-star, unfortunately. It was the first time that I had seen this was in Washington. Okay, I've seen a Bunnery. I did not know it had a shiny version. And a Badoo, I believe is how you say that. It's that one's name. Um, Esper was one of the first ones that I ever found. I'll show you real quick. Esper. I got it from a gym. I believe this one was from a gym. Yeah. I got this one from a raid. One of my first raids. And it was also the first time that I had seen one of these. I started playing Pokemon Go in Washington. One of my friends was playing it, and I really wanted to. And I really wanted to start it. I also got this. I named her Cottonta because she looks like cotton candy, but it's Ponyta, just shiny version. Not shiny. They have different forms. I can't remember if this was the Galarian form or one of the other ones. But okay, here we go. Denny, something like that. This was the first time I'd ever seen or heard of one of these. Was here in Florida. It was also the very first time that I had ever seen. This was in Washington. Finneon, little fish, and Frillish. I have both male and female. I have not heard of most of these. Houndour, I did not even know was a Pokemon. And Igglybuff, I had not even heard of. And of course, when I first logged into Pokemon, I was mad because, well, it doesn't sound like Pokemon to me. And everyone was like, but it is. I'm like, is it? I got an Inky. Joltix, Jumblepuff, Kabuto, which I hatched from eggs, a shiny Coughing. It was also the first time I have ever heard of this Pokemon, which I only saw down here in Florida. Litwick. I don't know how many of you have caught one of those, but I know someone who caught one and he evolved it all the way, and I was just like, how? Because I never see these things. I got a Marowak, which I literally caught in the wild and did not realize it was its Galarian form. I don't know if you can see that so well or not, but yeah. I am absolutely obsessed with it because, oh my god, the colors are just beautiful. And I have 2 of them. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay. This is one of them, which is Phantump. This was also Halloween this year. Did not know this Pokemon even existed. And then Pumpkaboo. Again, did not know that this one existed until this Halloween. I did not even know that a psychic Raichu existed until I hatched one. I am actually fairly pissed about this game, though. Um, if you haven't noticed, Pikachu has the little heart shaped tail instead of its regular square tail. And it has no stripes on its tail, like the original. There are a lot of Pokemon that I have seen for the first time. So many Pokemon I have not been able to find. I got a Togepi from a trade. I got a Togetic, which is its evolved form, which I caught after a research. One of the research things were completed. This one I also didn't know existed. And I caught it after a special research. Which was June 1st, I believe. Which is actually going to be most likely my next buddy. I had not noticed that they had different forms. Like shinies or mega evolutions or Galarian forms. I found this out by going to the Pokédex online and looking through all of them. There is another form. I can't remember the name of it. I'll do that in a second. Oops, praise. Nope. I don't know if I have it here. It looks like I do not. So yeah, there's Beedrill, Mega Beedrill. Let's see if I can find you. Okay, they have the Mega Charizard X, the Mega Charizard Y, the Gigantamax Charizard. Let me see if I can find them. Gigantamax Mega, just regular Mega. Who had the Galarian? Uh, Alohan, Alo, Alolan form. Excuse moi. Alohan. The one thing I don't like about the Pokedex is that it doesn't have uh the um the shiny forms on here. The Alolan the Alolan form is Psychic Pikachu, Raichu, excuse me. My Yuki was the one that I was the Aloha form, Alolan form. Excuse me, jeez, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I think it's Aloha. I'm not entirely sure. I could be butchering that to all hell. But yeah, they don't have the shinies, which really sucks. Yeah, there's the Galarian form. Meowth has a Galarian form, which is having that little thing there, little horns, its ears. Ah, and its Alolan form is the dark type. So the Galarian form, I believe, was Steel. Yeah, okay, Steel. There's another form. I can't remember who has it though. But yeah, you have the Megas X and Y, you have the Alolan, and you have the Galarian form. And then you have some of them have the shiny form. I went through a lot of trouble to start writing down my Pokemon. Um, all the way to the number. Did them all in number order, which meant there was a lot of jumping back and forth because I count the pre evolutions as well. So, Igglybuff, and then all of the evolutions from there. That was the order I went in, which kind of made it confusing to get done. Easy enough for me, but people were like, "How are you doing that?" And I was like, "Well, that's just how it goes." Um, and someone told me that I should have done them in alphabetical order, and I was like, "No," because then they'd be all over the place, and I wouldn't have the evolutions with the evolutions. I also wrote down the type that they are, their weaknesses, and the other forms that they had. Um, as well as what type of thing they were, if they were mouse, Pokemon, cat, fox, whatever. Um, I wrote those down as well. I kind of went through a phase of that. I got all the way up to, I can't remember who the last one was. I'm missing one Eevee evolution. And after that, I'll have all of them. I did use the cheat to get them. So they're not all 3-star, which really sucks because if I knew, I would have waited. You can only use the cheat once. I've been debating on whether I should start a whole new game or not, but I decided against it and just keep what I've got now. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and just sign off and go get food, like I was going to do. So I hope you guys have a beautiful morning, evening, afternoon, whatever the time of day it is for you. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will probably be back on stream later. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.